Okay. Shit. Okay, that's too loud. Shit. The other day I was talking and I was using this other mic that was just picking up ambience in the room. So my voice was really quiet and only on the left channel. So this, I think, is back to normal. Also, I finally had Twitch muted part of my stream that was when it started auto playing into some music that was I mean, all the music I listen to is copyrighted, but I usually listen to music by people I know that I need to double check, but I think would be okay with me using it, but and don't seem to get picked up by auto copyright mechanisms yet. So I had a list somewhere. Maybe I should make a new list. Oh yeah, the combo shot. So something to track. Shots, never done that before. Change the pitch of explosions. Is that it? Maybe add an effect to the arrow. Do something. Visualize. Combo shot. Then I have to do the combo shot, which is an explosion. So like a bigger, I could just do like a bigger explosion, I guess. That's a good start. I guess I could put this up here where no one will see it. So how do I track shots? Right now, when I need to detect when you shoot an enemy and that you've hit the enemy. Several times in a row. I suppose every time a bullet hits. Well, it was too much work for yesterday. How's it going? Welcome back. yeah, that's mostly what I'm gonna try and do this morning. And I'm trying to think about how to track it. I'm pretty sure if the bullet hits an enemy, I can increase the counter, and then if it hits anything else, it would reset the counter. I'll try that and see see if that does it. And then I guess here I'll just do this check. I was thinking 4, 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 in a row. Combo. Oh, I don't mean to have that. Why is that there? I guess I was working on that and didn't finish. One, 2, 3. Let's try not doing combo. 1, 2, 3. No combo. Cool. It was easier than I thought. 1, 2. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3 combo. I forgot he's not dangerous anymore because he just goes in a circle. For now. Is that 1? 1. I thought maybe that one would... Nope, that should have been combo. One. Yeah. Two, 3. Well, it's not registering combos now. Strange. 1, 2. 3. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Why didn't that work? Oh, I need to reset. Wait. Oh, yeah. Once it's 3, I also need to reset. Otherwise, it just keeps going up. Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't know what they, their attack logic is just to turn in my direction where they last saw me and move forward. So if I get out of their view, then they'll just kind of like keep going. Combo. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No combo. 1. Two, 3. Okay, so tracking combos was easier than I thought. Am I in its path? Okay. So, let's see. I think on hit, little enemy, on hit, play. No, I think I can like it. No. So I'm gonna try and increase the pitch for every hit. What is it by default? 1? Let's see. I think it's 1, and then like 1.3 would be a 30% higher pitch. This is not helpful. One is normal playback speed. So is it? It's okay. So the combo hits is increased afterwards. So maybe I want to do this after, because then I can. Then it'll always be 1, 2, or 3. And so that way. Oh, maybe I don't want to do that. I'm thinking of multiplying the combo hits by something that would give me like 0.1 to 0.2, 0.3. But it would be 0.0, 0.1, 0.2. Where was I? So it could be 0, it could be 1. If it's 1, then it would be 0.1, right? This is the same. And then that would be 10%. 2%. Okay, cool. So basically, I guess I could do 1.1. No, I don't want that. So 1 plus. It should do this anyway, but see how that sounds. If it's even noticeable. What? Now it's going to complain about something else. Nope. Can't tell. I don't even know if it's... it's possible that this sound just isn't noticeable when you change the pitch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go more. Where the hell is everybody? Ah! Oh shit. That still counted as a combo. When you shoot out at nothing and it hits nothing, that probably also applies to the ground. Oh. I guess I should have arrows hit the ground. Whoa. Apparently they can hit the ground. The hell? That's kind of funny. You can ricochet. Oh, Unity physics. That's so weird. If it hits the ground and hits a tree, it'll continue to ricochet. Okay, I'll have to just come back to that at another time. I need to... There's two explosion sounds, so it's hard to tell that it's increasing. Maybe I should change it to a single sound. Guess this is out for now, and just use the first one, and let's increase the pitch difference. No, come on. No, when it reloads, it collapses everything. Okay. Yeah. It's subtle, but you can still tell. Maybe I should make it more. I think I should make it even more, just so it's not... You won't even hear it if you're being... Oh, Jesus. There. Oops, wrong button. So I guess let's try 0.3, or maybe 25. No. I kind of think it should be like when you fire, it sets up like a pending combo hit, and then when it hits an enemy, it confirms the combo hit. And then this makes it easier to be like, if you hit nothing, then it'll time out, as well as if you hit 2 and then there's a gap, it'll also reset, because I think that makes sense. Like you have to do the combo within a certain time. Yeah, it's harder to tell when you're being... What are those fuckers? See, that was like the third hit in the combo, and probably should not have counted. Jesus. I mean, I guess there's other feedback too, like your arrow will start sparking, and obviously the effect of the explosion. The idea is the combo shot will be a big explosion, and an explosion that you could hit anywhere. So I could like aim it at a tree, cause an explosion, and that could be used as a tool to distract them. So if you're being chased by a bunch, you could shoot off and they'll hopefully go towards that. They're so dumb. Thanks. I can't remember if it was... Oh yeah, the original idea was mine, and then Stevie, the person who's doing the music, suggested a couple of things of how it could be used. One of which is a way, so you could use it to distract the skulls if they're chasing you, but you could also use it if this guy's chasing you to actually slow him down, because maybe he moves faster when he's chasing you or something. And then ultimately, that'll be the only shot that damages him in the Dark Realm. So he'll spawn these guys and you have to combo up. So it's actually a pretty important mechanic that you kind of have to discover and learn how to use, or you won't be able to beat the game. Okay, I should keep going. This is good enough, I think. And I'll do bending combo hits. I'll do that later. I guess this would I don't know where else to put this, but I'll call it a bomb shot. Bomb shot. True. Huh. I guess I'll put a placeholder particle effect on this. Oh, I don't even... The arrow's not even visible. What are you gonna do? Crash? Okay. Wooden bow. Where the fuck is the arrow? Arrow. I see. I see. So it's actually always the same arrow when you're thing, and then it will spawn the arrow and shoot it off and then disable this one. which is handy now because I can put an effect on this one and not worry about it. Although I imagine I'd want sparks on the arrow that's shot too, but do like a blue. This is just a rough approximation. No, not a default particle. Cheap sparks. Sphere. Well, they need to shoot out. Okay, so that my cheap shape idea isn't gonna work. Also, a lot faster. Okay, I'm gonna go back to, I'm just gonna make them maybe like just all small. That's interesting. I mean, as a placeholder, I could do something like this. My clock says it's break time. Okay, maybe that's too fast. Like, that's not speed. I'm still not great with particles. No. Does this make a difference? I guess it does. And this is relative on the arrow. Oh. Whoa. Really? Okay. Okay, this is terrible, but how does this look? Yeah. It looks terrible, but I can come back to it, I guess. Oh shit. I don't know. Actually, I wonder if I make it small. If I make everything smaller, it might look better. better. Like make those smaller. And then maybe like do more of them. Spherize the emission direction. What the hell does that mean? And that looks better. It looks just like noise now, though. I guess I could be slower. Yeah, slower helps. Heavy how? I think Spherize. Oh. Yeah, Spherize is just making them shoot out from everywhere, right? No, it still looks like they're just random. I mean, they're super optimized, actually. Most games have a shit ton of particle effects. Yeah, they're just super optimized. I mean, like almost every visual effect in a game is a particle system. Because they're just 2D sprites, basically, that are optimized at every level, so you can have a bunch of them. This is... Okay, is it the... I don't know how to get what I want. I'm just gonna do this as a placeholder. That actually kind of looks okay. It's like not perfect, but I mean, it just looks like magical. No. Yeah, that's not terrible. I think I could live with that as a temporary thing. Yeah, like there's a lot of other things. Like they're not game objects, so they don't have their own update. They have like a special hard-coded update that's super optimized. So man, I didn't even have to put the particle effect on the arrows because the illusion of this arrow becoming your arrow is good enough. Especially because you can see it start moving out. It might not come across in the stream. Okay, so I said I was going to do a break. I don't know if I can do a 5-minute break, but Mm-hmm. I've been doing like over 3 hour sessions without breaks, and I don't think it's been good. I do, not often. In fact, technically I'm doing it right now. This timer app is really good, but they took it off the store. So it hasn't. So if I delete it on this old iPad, I won't be able to get it again. I don't like any of the other timers. This one is like, so you can, it's big and color coded. So that when it gets to 0, when it gets to break time, it turns yellow. So I don't have to be looking at it, even with the big letters. I'll just skip the rest of the break. Yeah, I don't know why it is gone. It might be open source or something. So if I can't find it, or a good alternative, if I have to replace this one, then I thought about just recreating it. I could recreate it in Unity. You can use particle effects. My shitty particle effects. Okay, bomb sparks will be. Let's see. I guess I need to have a reference to them. Synced sessions. So like as a group, you Pomodoro. That's really cool. And in Go, let's. Yeah. That's cool. Is that public? Is that open source? I'm getting really lazy and just putting all these references on game. Yeah, that's really cool. How do they see it? Is it like a web app? Yeah, that's cool. Hmm. I guess it wouldn't be too hard to recreate. Let's see. Where? So we had. What changed? Like, why didn't it work? Like culturally, that's a bummer. It's kind of a nice thing. I mean, you'd think even like if some of the teams used it, it would be helpful. I'm doing something weird with state. I don't something like this. So then this shows the sparks. Bomb shot. Maybe I don't want it false yet. That's a good idea too. It's a lot of good ideas. It's too bad that it didn't work anymore. Let's see. If game bomb shot bomb sparks so I think this will work. Yeah, it's hard with the teams growing for there to be any kind of like establishing cultural norms because changing. I mean, that's the problem with a lot of startups. Is they go through a phase of growth and it's just super chaotic. want to happen? I guess I could just debug for now. Definitely need to set this to false. Oh, is this an excuse for camera shake? I think so. Actually, I haven't done camera shake in Unity. Oh boy. I guess this is... I guess I could just put this in and try it. Where's the camera? Is it assuming the... Oh, this is just shaking whatever game object this is on. That's actually helpful. What did I use before Unity? I mean... let's see. True Vision 3D as another 3D kit is kind of like 3JS, but for Visual Basic a long time ago. I don't know, I experimented with a lot of 3D stuff years ago. I've mostly just been using Unity, but prototypes like 2D prototypes and stuff, custom things in Python or whatever. I'm just thinking like Screen Shake for 2D is a little bit different than 3D. 3D is just like this script is just like not even camera specific, it's just shake some game object that just happens to be the camera. I'm gonna try this. I lost it. It's kind of convenient. Debug mode. Okay, I don't know about these. Initial shake amount. Smooth, sure. Okay, so amount and duration are set when you call it. Oh, but debug mode. Shake camera. I mean, no, it's not. I feel like I spend more time working on games now than other stuff, but it's all go. open source stuff. I don't know what values these should be. Duration, I guess, like 1 second. Is that too much? I have no idea what amount is supposed to be. 20? I'll try 20. Oh. That was intense. That seemed longer than a second. Let's try it without smooth. Oh, maybe smooth is... Yeah, I don't know how... This is like not exactly seconds. I'm glad you mentioned plug and hook because I like that project. And it doesn't get very much attention. Even this is too much. Maybe 15, maybe 3. Yeah. For sure. I probably should have written something about it. I wanted to do a demo where you use it with Git so that you could actually have people that do Git hooks. You could use it as a way to modularize and combine different Git hook scripts instead of, you know, having it call a single script, and then if you want to do multiple things, you'd have to like make the scripts work together or have an outer script that calls the other scripts. With plugin hook, you could create like little packages and then just and then it would trigger all the ones that are enabled. But I couldn't think of too many other use cases for it outside of Git because there aren't too many things that people often use that have those kind of like shell hooks. Smoothing is not great. And obviously it's pretty good for custom systems. People do a lot of shell-based stuff. And so, yeah, see, should write a blog post about it. Turning off smooth. Yeah, see, it's a good idea. Yeah. You can still write a blog post about it. That's weird. What are my amounts? I think if I just leave, it uses those. I guess I could go on the shake camera as well. Up. Protection level. Oh, it doesn't want me to do the one with the defaults. This is just silly. Just make that public too. Okay, so now, in theory, I should only see sparks after 3 shots. That was interesting. That's not exactly what it was supposed to do, but at least camera shake worked. Okay, now nothing works. I like did it once and didn't even do it right. If bomb shots true and bomb sparks is not active, then make them active. If wait, where did oh, bullet. Oh, I should check for this to be active. That might do it. Yep, here we go. Oh. Oh. It's not getting out of this mode. Oh, because it's disabled before it gets there, because it's disabled and it gets the reset position and it's like I need another bit of state, which is getting kind of messy, but bomb shot. So this would be bomb shot explode. It's true. And then this can just be explode. Oh, break time. Let me just play this. No, I lost it. Oh. But now it's never... Okay. That's not right. Is it, can't tell if it's working at all or working poorly. I also can't tell if I'm ready to, because the sparks are still showing. Bomb sparks. Yeah, why isn't this working? I guess there could be a race. Or if it hits something before it gets to a reset, that shouldn't happen. I mean, it could be a race where it happens at the exact same time. Oh, but this is constantly setting it to true. Because I thought it would... try this. And in theory, this works if I hit a tree. So now, though, I should be able to do it again. Otherwise, my state's not getting reset. Camera shake seems to break after the first one. Oh, I think because it's using... I shouldn't be using that. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't actually be using this one. Amount. Damn it, I used my break working. That's really intense. I feel like it's sort of non-deterministic. It's very unpredictable. Okay, maybe it's just too intense or too long still. They can hear you pull the bow if you're too close. Too intense. Too long. I'm always trying to think about how I could do that. The problem is sort of like the same problem with like early project TDD, is that you don't really know what you're building yet. And so you end up, like, if you were to start writing something, you might test some implementation that you might change, but you might even, did that? You might also, oh, it didn't reset. You might also find that the requirements need to change, and I get that, like, Agile in general is kind of all about that, but in the early stages, it's just so fluid, and that's kind of like most of game development. If you were doing like a really complicated thing, like a lot of the code you write in games is kind of like scripted. behavioral stuff, which also becomes hard to test because, like, what are your tests? Your tests are like, did this show up on the screen in a certain place? Did this object go to a certain location? Like, it could be so many different things. And then, Unity is also not set up for that kind of like isolation of components. There's now some built-in testing stuff. So I guess it's like getting better at testing. And so I was excited about that, but then like all the other problems of, what do you test and how do you test it in a useful way? So it would be nice, and also it would really only make a ton of sense after you'd have to develop some really good techniques for doing it, and that would impact how you write your code. In the same way, if you write tests a lot, you write your code differently normally. Yeah, the fact that there's like you can do create, edit mode test and play mode test. So like it's there and it's using some standard C# testing framework. But it doesn't make sense for a game like this, like small games where it's like it's constantly changing. I know that that's what tests are supposed to help deal with regressions when things are constantly changing, but and maybe just the problem is like the techniques for testing games are just not well established enough. It'd be a lot of work to figure out how to do testing well. There's some alternative ideas that might be better than tests, but it's also really hard in Unity. There's the idea of doing like a deterministic engine, which Unity physics is not like deterministic enough to be exactly replayable. But if you can make an engine that is deterministic, where given a certain set of inputs, the same things will happen, you can do a lot of interesting stuff like recording. It's helpful for multiplayer. You can record. You can go back in time. You can do automated playtests. So you can record a playtest session and then play it back again headless and see if it crashes. And so that's the kind of testing that makes a lot more sense with games, where it's more of like a giant integration test where you're like testing an entire session. Although the unit test stuff would be good if you're like creating some really kind of, a library that's made to be standalone and reusable. But at that point, it's like you only need to test it once. You don't really need to test it every time you play the game because you probably write it once, make sure it's working. And because it's independent, like it's probably not going to fail. Like you probably at that point want to split it out into a separate project. And that doesn't even happen very much in Unity. So the state of testing is not ideal. It's getting there, but I think the biggest bang for buck are replayable sessions, which you can't do in Unity without replacing its physics engine, which people have tried. They're working on that. And of course that means writing your game in a different way. So until that's possible, I'm not even bothering. It seems like it's mostly working. That seemed like it was 2 shots instead of 3 though. Oh, is it counting the last bomb shot? That's not how it should work. Yeah, like Unity, and I'm sure Unity has tests, you know, Unity itself, and so that's already great. State machines are kind of funny because they're so formalized that they sort of are their own tests. I mean, you could write tests for a state machine, but the whole point of them is it's so obvious that they won't get in. It's more like you would want to test your state machine code, because part of the whole point of defining a state machine is gonna like ensure only possible states and transitions are possible. But you could test it. It just seems redundant to me. And stuff like, I'm not doing any real state machines, formal state machines. I'm just doing like really shitty state management that sprawls over several variables and that could use tests. But then how do you simulate that? I'd have to change a lot of code just to get the test to work. So decrease the intensity of the bomb. It obviously needs an explosion effect, sound effect, and stuff. And don't count the bomb shot as combo hit. Yeah, the business logic is like your game logic, and that's like the most constantly evolving thing. You know, game logic isn't really like business logic because business logic comes from hard requirements. And, you know, game logic is game design, and that's a very fluid, messy thing that's tied to a lot of other things that become hard to test. If not, okay, so now it should be 3. yeah. I mean, just tied to game objects and their location and all this stuff. It's not easy to test. That was still really intense. Oops. My arrow disappears sometimes. Okay, so now it should take 3 to get him again. 1, 2, 3. And still intense. It is shorter, it seems. Although, did I save this? Seems like I broke it. They got me. God damn it. Oh man. Yeah, when the arrow disappears when you... Is that still too intense? Okay, my code around this functionality is really terrible. It's actually not. I don't think it's that intense. Yeah, it's a bummer. Now I need to fix the missing arrow. because now it's actually important that it shows up. Well, they spawn every 10 seconds from the big one. And they don't spawn anywhere else. They're just random on game start. Oh, fuck. I feel like that shouldn't have made a combo. Oh, I'm stuck. I need to fix this. My gravity is too strong. Let's see. Yeah. This should prevent me from going all the way to an edge. Oh shit. No, 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 no. This game's fucking buggy. Who made this crap? Okay. This helps, yeah. It's like... Okay, so a bigger explosion. Little enemy explosion. So this is a couple of... I didn't make this one. How does this one work? Like, how are these linked? And what is the main one? So we turn lightning off. Where's the shockwave? Oh, that's the flash. Oh, and there's light. Yeah, that makes sense. So what is the main... Oh, that... Wait. Okay, so the main thing is this like blue fireball. Which is weird because you don't even really see that. I feel like I can just change some of this. And I'm guessing, because I tried this before, I don't think scale makes a difference in these. Can't just like scale them up. So we'll take out the lightning. Yes, break it. And just try and make it this bigger. Color, size. What does this do? That's bigger. This needs to be bigger. How do we do that? 6? I think my shockwave is too big. Okay, 1.5. Alright, this is a good placeholder. I can change it later. Shit. I feel like I want to just make an index, like a game object that acts as an index for prefabs, because it's usually what I want. I'm just gonna hard code stuff, but I've noticed like a lot of these smaller game projects, it's like, who cares? If everything's tightly coupled, it's still more organized if you do things that way. I guess I can put it on bullet prefab. Bomb explosion prefab. And then in the same way, a little enemy. I'll use explosion after I set it. Okay, once this works, I think I'm gonna be done for this morning. 1, 2, 3. I should be able to hit a tree. A bullet script. I set it on the prefab. Oh, because it's an old bullet. I should delete that. That's when bullets were coins. Bomb shot explosion. That seemed like a really intense screen shake. I feel like it should be bigger. Also doesn't play a sound. him up. Yeah, it could be bigger. Yeah. But then I'll tune it down a little. Play one shot. Oh, I can only do volume scale. I kind of want to set the clip to volume explosion sound and then do play. And then if this one's already playing, maybe it'll stop playing. Miss. Oh, God. Okay. It's not gonna play the sound though, because of the tree. Oh, that's pretty cool. It just needs to be louder. Can you go louder than... Can't go louder than 1? Delay. Alright. Thanks for hanging out. See you later. I'm about to finish anyway. Thanks. So quiet. I want to hit an enemy with the bomb shot. Yeah, it needs to be bigger. Well, that's good enough, though, for today. If anybody else is watching, see you later.